How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelate Pumpkin, and welcome to part 2 of the Morse Costumes Props Leaks. Today, we'll be taking a look at the rest of the prop leaks. This will probably be the last video for the Halloween and Party Expo 2021. I'm not sure, there may be one more. I'm really not sure yet if there's like another prop company that has a few more props that they want to show, but this will probably be it. This will definitely be it for Morse Costumes for now, at least, until they release all the videos and the rest of their props. But this is just the rest of the props they have right now, at least. And I'll just be going through the rest of them, and I'll, like I did in the first episode, I'll just be going in order. Like, I'll talk about each one in order from my least favorite to my favorite. And I have a few updates on the props from the other episode, the part 1. The girl inside the candy thing, or the cotton candy machine, we have a whole photo of that now, which you're looking at right now. And the skeleton zombie guy, which you're seeing right now, is called the cellar dweller. So those are the two updates on those props, and I guess we should just get into the rest of the leak. So let's do it. So starting off with my least favorite here, I definitely like this better than the girl in the cotton candy machine, but this is another very basic prop. It's just another witch duo. We've of course had the witch trios, and there's just so many of these props, like all identical to each other. But I like this one's color scheme it's going for here. The witches do look a lot more creepy than a lot of the other ones do. The other witch trios. The animation is just your run-of-the-mill again, but I'm pretty sure the one that's not stirring the pot, it actually moves from side to side, which I guess is pretty interesting. And also, these are just all prototype photos, so they're always bound to change, and I'm pretty sure, shout out to the Psychotic Circus of Savannah for getting all these photos, but I'm pretty sure he said that the cauldron will be a lot smaller than it is in this photo. But overall, I definitely think this is it. If I ever see this in person, it'll probably be my favorite witch duo / trio ever, just because the color theme here is really nice. But again, it's very basic, but it is still a pretty cool prop. So I think it's time to move on to the next one. Now, again, we do have another witch prop. This one is actually very unique. Surprisingly, it has digital eyes, and it has a very, very cool feature. You could either have it standing, as you see it in the picture now, or sitting. Now, I think this is a very cool feature. I definitely think if this thing goes well, if it's really easy to change between sitting and standing, I definitely think we could see a lot more props in the future that take advantage of this new idea and design. And I would definitely like to see them use this feature more in the future, because it will make props a lot more versatile, and it would make them easier just to make them, like, put them into a scene and have them work better. And overall, I think it is very creative and very cool that we're finally, not really finally, since I don't think anyone asked for this, but we're seeing props that let you customize and design, like, the positions they're in. And I do think the digital eyes aren't needed here, but I think hopefully they'll add a lot to this prop and make it cooler. But overall, it's pretty basic again. I like the color scheme, very similar to the other two, but very, very cool. And we are seeing lots of witches this year, surprisingly. There's actually one more in the lineup, but I don't mind it very much. It's nice to get a change in what kind of props we get. Like, we always get clowns from Morse Costumes, so it's definitely nice to see something other than clowns. So that's going to be it for the Switch. Now, for the next props here. Yes, props. As you can see, there are 4 mini characters, 3 foot tall probably, very similar to what Home Depot normally has each year. They have a few mini 3 foot characters. Now, I like these all a lot, so I'll just quickly talk about each one individually, and I'll tell you which one is my favorite. So starting us on all the way to the left, we have this little doll here. I do have to say, this one looks pretty cool, very similar to, like, Abandoned Annie. That's what it reminds me a lot of, with the cracks in her face. I don't know what the animation will be on these guys. I hope that there's a lot, considering these things the price that the Morris people said, they would probably be around $100, which, in my opinion, is absolutely not worth it for these guys. These things should have, like I said in my last video, actually, about the clown, I said this should be either $40, maybe even $50. I know the ones at Home Depot are normally $40, but I'd be willing to pay $50 for some of these guys. I think they're very cool, but $100 is just not worth it. Again, back to the doll. I like this one a lot, but I think this probably is my least favorite out of all of them, but it is still a pretty okay prop. Now moving on to the witch. The witch, again, I know we've gotten a lot of witches. Looks very similar with the ball in her hand to the last witch we just talked about. But I like this one. I think it's okay. Probably my second to last going in the same order, pretty much. But I think she's pretty cool, and there's really just not much else to talk about her until we see the animation and, like, her phrases and stuff. Now, moving on to the pumpkin head guy. This one is by far my favorite. I think this guy looks awesome. I love the face. I love the scarecrow suit and stuff he's got on. I would kill to have this as a life size. $100 is just so overpriced for it. I really want this guy, but I'm not paying $100, especially if it's not even a life size. I think they should definitely reskin this guy into a life size animatronic. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Considering if the phrases are any good or not, I may change my mind on it. But I absolutely love the design of this guy. I think it's probably one of my favorite things we've seen from the Expo so far. If this was a life size, it would be by far my favorite thing at the Expo this year. But it's very unfortunate to see it being a 3-foot character. But again, I really, really love this guy. Now the clown, I'm going to talk about him very briefly since I talked about him yesterday. He is my second favorite next to the pumpkin head guy. Again, he looks very similar to the big top clown. I'm not, I can't really say much else until we see his animation and stuff. But it is a good 3-foot character. And overall, it is pretty cool. So let's move on to the next one. We're nearing the end now. Next up, we have this hooded Reaper. No, probably like a phantom. I don't really know what to call it since it's very interesting and unique, but it looks very basic right now, but I'm going to show you the picture that's all lit up. Really isn't too much different with it. I definitely think this is one of those props you really need to see the animation on before you could get like a good opinion on it, but I definitely like the design of it. I think it is super unique, and a cool thing is it has it's optional to turn on the lighting, and it's also optional to turn on the sound for it. So I think that's pretty cool. So you could, if you want, you could turn off the sound and just have it move. And overall, I think this is a very cool prop. It's very interesting and very unique, and I'm really excited to see what it does, because I think this one has a lot of potential, considering how ominous it looks. And overall, I just really like this guy. So now, time to move on to the final prop. Now here is the final leaked prop for Moore's Costumes for Halloween 2021. Of course, there are more to come in the future. We're going to see all the videos and stuff. There'll definitely be videos on that when they're out. But this guy here, right away you could probably tell this looks like some sort of reskin of the 10-foot skeleton from Home Depot last year. But there's actually a lot different about it, and we're not even sure if it's 10 feet tall. Now, this does have the digital eyes again, but it has animation. It actually has mouth animation, and I'm pretty sure they said the head would turn from side to side as well, which I think is really, really cool. I'm definitely not sure how much this will cost with it being so tall and the digital eyes and everything, and especially it being from Moore's Costumes. They always have their prices unbelievably high, unfortunately. He has this like green light up chest piece, it looks like. He has these big hands, which are a lot different than the 10-foot skeleton from Home Depot, and it has this nice Reaper cloak and stuff. This thing could probably be, I'm guessing this is either going to be $500 to $700, considering it's Moore's Costumes, and how high they make their prices on some of their stuff. I definitely think this one will be no exception to that, considering how big it will be. I'm pretty sure this is going to be just a straight-up reskin of the 10-foot skeleton. I think that this one will definitely be 10 feet as well, but it may have to be a little bit smaller, considering it has mouth animation, and it has this big cloak on, which in the wind will probably catch the wind and like make it chances way higher for it to fall down. but I have no clue. This one looks super cool. It's definitely my favorite that we've seen so far. The Phantom we just looked at could top this one depending on what the animation is for it, but I have to say, I really like this skeleton. I definitely think it is better than the 10-foot skeleton we got from Home Depot last year. I thought the 10-foot skeleton was just so generic and didn't really make much sense, it being a skeleton and it's giant, like, I never really got that, but this one being like a Reaper and it's giant, I get that more. It makes more sense, and I just really like this guy. That's going to be it for the last leak. I definitely can't wait to see how the animation will look on this thing. I think it's going to look sick, but that's it for the leaks today. So let's wrap up the video. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching this video, taking a look at the rest of the leaks from Moore's costumes from the Halloween and Party Expo this year. Again, huge shout out to the Psychotic Circus of Savannah for getting all these photos and making them public and just putting them out there. And I'm definitely excited to see everything else that Moore's Costumes has in stock this year. I'm very interested in seeing what all the animations are for these guys, but I'm definitely happy that we got some leaks, and it gave me some stuff to talk about, since I was worried with Moore's Costumes not revealing any of their stuff, like, in public, or officially, I guess. It's nice that we got some leaks to talk about, just to hold us off until then. But I think this will probably be the last video for the Halloween and Party Expo for 2021. I don't know if there'll be any other videos. I mean, we may get a few more catalogs from some different companies that I'll definitely be taking a look at if I'm interested in doing so. But overall, I think it's a pretty meh year for Moore's Costumes as of now. Definitely some of the props really stick out, but everything else is just kind of bland, and I feel like we're definitely missing something as of now, but hopefully soon we could see all the other props they have in store this year, and I'll definitely be making videos on that. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, this is the Pixelated Pumpkin, signing out.